What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing today. As you can see by my new background, I have moved again. Okay, that's a lie. I have not moved again, but I have done an entire renovation of my kitchen. Like, look at her. Look at her. I mean, she's a beaut. She's a beaut. I did plan on vlogging the entire process, experience, but about like a quarter of the way through, I was like, woo, this is a little bit more intense than I anticipated. So I figured I'd just record bits and pieces and do a complete just like recap video talking through the entire process. Before this renovation, my backsplash was black. My cabinets and my floor were like a wooden color, and it just looked very different. And I also feel like I did it on a budget. I mean, I didn't really have much of a budget, but I knew I did not want to spend an arm and a leg on this because this is not my forever home. You know, I'm not going to be here for like 5-10 years. I might be here for like another 1 or 2 years, and hopefully I'll be able to rent it out after that. But while I am here, I just feel like I want to cultivate my space. I want my home to feel like my aesthetic. I want my home to be inspiring, not aspiring. I want my home to be inspiring to my artistry, to my creativity. And I just want it to reflect all of my vibes, you know? Before it was just really plain. It just wasn't me. So now it's me. All right, let's just get into the video because I'm going off onto a tangent. So the first thing I did in this project was changing my shelving. So as I said before, they were a wooden color and now they are just white. I love white cabinetry in kitchens. I just feel like it just brings so much light into the space. It's a lot more bright and airy. And really that's just with all rooms, you know, not just with a kitchen, but particularly white shelves in a kitchen just seem way more modern to me, which is why I wanted to paint my shelves white. This was honestly the most time intensive and rough part of this entire process. Painting cabinets, I will never in my life do this again. Next time I buy my home, it's just gonna have to come pre-made with white cabinets already because Naakie, she won't be doing this again. She won't be doing this again. Essentially, I had to number all the doors and correlate them with the actual cabinet on the wall so that when it was time to put them back up, I wasn't putting the wrong doors on the wrong cabinets. So that took a little bit of time, not super time intensive. I also had to take the hardware off all of them. I will get to the hardware later because I did spray paint those matte black and that was a whole nother process in itself, but we'll get to that later. Once I numbered the cabinets, I had to take them down. And once I took them down, I had to wash them or like wipe all the dirt and oil off. Then I had to sand them. Then I had to wipe them down again. Then I had to prime them. Then I had to paint them. Then I had to wait for them to dry. Then I had to paint them again. And that took a total of honestly a solid 48 hours, not 2 days where you go to sleep and wake up and do it and go to sleep and wake up and do it again, like a full 48 hours of no sleep. It took so long and my condo is only but so big, so I could only paint half of them at a time. And it just, and then the paint fumes, I'm pretty sure that between the no sleep and the paint fumes, I was as high as a kite. I mean, yeah, it was intense. Once those all dried, we put them back up, just, you know, nailed them back in the way that they were in before. And I decided that I wanted to paint the hardware because, you know, silver is cool and all, but it's just not my vibe. I'm more of a gold person. So I was going back and forth between whether I wanted to paint them black or I wanted to paint them gold. And I just did a bunch of Pinterest searching. I spent so many hours on Pinterest just trying to get inspiration for my kitchen and trying to decide what I liked, what I didn't like. And honestly, I was gonna go with gold, and at the last minute, I decided to go with black, and I am so glad I did. I just feel like matte black cabinetry hardware, or like the cabinet pulls, just look way more modern and just sleek. So I'm glad I painted them matte black. However, the process of getting there, because again, I'm not a professional DIYer here, so I don't really know how to spray paint stuff. So I spray painted way too much paint on them the first time, and they were sticking to the paper bag that I spray painted them on. It was just a whole mess. Honestly, at that point, I was ready to give up, but you know, I had a vision and I was like, I can't stop until I get to that vision. So I had to resand them, and then I had to spray paint them all over again. I didn't get any footage of this. I didn't even turn my camera on during this process, because when I tell y'all, I was so in my feels and I was so upset. I was honestly ready to give up, but I didn't. So they came out really nice, and that too was a process. And then one smaller change that I made to the structure of the kitchen was adding one exposed shelf right above my sink. So I had this kind of like awkward space above my sink. It was just like a big block that, you know, nothing was really there. So I decided I'm gonna just add a shelf in, and you know, why not? It's this thing right here. I literally just went to Home Depot, bought some wood, and just nailed that thing right on in. It wasn't rocket science. I mean, if me and my boyfriend can do it, then you know, you can do it too. Another big change that I made to the kitchen was the backsplash. The backsplash and my countertops are black, but I knew I wanted to make the backsplash white just to match the cabinets and bring more lightness and brightness into the room. And I was debating between painting the backsplash, which is like black tile, or just putting this faux white tile over it. It's pretty much just like a wallpaper. I decided to just go with the stick-on tiles, or like the wallpaper tiles, because at that point, after painting the cabinets, I was like, I don't want to paint anything else ever again in life. So I went with the stick-on tile. This was also a lot more difficult than I anticipated. I thought it was just gonna be like, you know, stick it on, just stick it on, but it was not like that at all. It was a lot more meticulous than I expected, like getting measurements right, having to cut the pieces of tile, having to cut around like what you call those things? The plugs, the outlets, all that kind of stuff. I literally almost set myself on fire trying to cut around one. Like, just be very careful when you do this, because you're also going to have to use some sharp tools like a cutter, some scissors, knives. There are tons of different tools that you're going to have to use throughout that process. So just make sure that, you know, you're being safe with it, because I literally almost set myself on fire.
What's wrong? Did it just shock you?
Literally, fire just flew out of there.
How did fire fly out?
I was cutting it. Oh, I will also say to just make sure that you buy more than what you actually need when it comes to the tiles, because you're gonna have some that you stick on and you're gonna have to take off and they're gonna get messed up. It's just a lot of trial and error. So to prevent from having to order more, just order extra. And then whatever you don't need, just send them back. I got mine from Amazon, so they shipped overnight. I got them the next day, but I did run out the first time, so I had to buy more. So definitely make sure that you just buy some extra, and you can always return what you don't need. And the last major change that I made in my kitchen, well, not just my kitchen, it's actually my entire condo, is I got new wooden floors. So before, my floors used to be a brown wooden color and I loved it. However, I just feel like because I have gray ceilings, a gray concrete wall, I just needed more brightness in my condo. So I went for a really light, bright gray wood. And I don't know if it's laminate or wood. I don't really know the difference. You can ask my contractor. I'm sure he'd be able to tell you, but I absolutely love it. Like the white cabinets, the white backsplash, and the whitish gray flooring. I mean, girl, we're looking like modern. I don't know what I was gonna say, but whatever. It just looks a lot more modern. So those are the biggest changes that I made to kind of the structure of my kitchen itself. And then after that was the fun part, which was decor and designing. And I will say, this is my favorite part. I honestly, pat on my back, honestly, I think I should become an interior designer in my next phase of my career. Your girl has an aesthetic, okay, but no, like I saw a vision in my head of what I wanted my kitchen to look like, and it is literally that. If you know me, you know I love neutral colors. Like I don't really wear a bunch of bright colors. I like earthy tones. I love wooden tones. I love bringing greenery into my space, browns, beiges, whites, blues, just like anything that's a natural earthy tone. Your girl, I thrive off of it. And the trick to decor is really just mixing and matching and trying a bunch of different things until you figure out what works for you. The main places that I got my decor from were Home Goods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Amazon, and Target, I think those are the main places, but I'll link anything that I can find down in the description box below. I just went ham on buying decor pieces because you can always return stuff if you don't like it later. I just went through all the stores and bought all the stuff that I liked. I brought it home and then I just put stuff up, mixed and matched, figured out what I liked, what I didn't like, and this is kind of the design that I came up with. And then anything that I'm not using, I'm not keeping, and I'm just gonna take it right back to the store. I will say that something else about my kitchen is everything has a purpose and everything has a place, and I wanted it to be minimalist. I did not want a bunch of stuff in here that's just here for the sake of being here. I wanted everything to have a purpose because I am trying to be more of a minimalist this year and really just for the rest of my life because I just don't like having excess. It's just pointless to me. Be sure to subscribe to see more decor videos by me. Comment down below to see which room you'd like me to do next, my bedroom, my bathroom, or my living room. And I will see you guys in my next video. Peace. I'm falling down, but I always have angels in my corner. I always have angels in my corner. I always have angels in my corner.